Gibbs model of reflection is a very popular model, and we need to remind ourselves of the 6 stages of reflection in the model. We see that Gibbs identifies reflection within a cyclical process of developing understanding, moving from description of what happened to the emotional response of what happened, our feelings about what happened, and then an evaluation of that experience. What was good about it? What was bad about it? And from the evaluation then, and the analysis, in order to deepen our understanding of what makes that particular situation. From the analysis, the reflective practitioner is drawing conclusions, making decisions about what happened, why it happened, how it happened, and what else could happen in the future as a positive response. And then within the model, there is an action phase where the reflective practitioner is putting into practice some change activities which will then lead to a new experience. And in terms of the reflective practice cycle, this new experience then needs further description and the cycle begins again. What Gibbs is talking about in the model here is a cycle of developing understanding. And what deepens the development from the use of this model is what Gibbs calls structured debriefing, in a similar way to Kolb's experiential learning in relation to each stage of the model. And in relation to Kolb's experiential learning cycle, what Gibbs is talking about here is a deepening understanding, a deepening reflection and developing understanding from each stage of the model. So describing the experience, this initial stage of the cycle, is where we get an initial understanding of the experience. And what the reflective practitioner is doing here is not just simply recalling and describing the events, but within the description, moving beyond simple description and drawing conclusions, making judgments at that point within the cycle. And the next stage of the cycle is the feeling stage. What is the response of the individual to the experience? And again, it's in order to deepen our understanding of the model here, it's not simply about quickly identifying whether we liked the experience or whether we thought it was a bad experience, whether we're comfortable with it or whether we're uncomfortable with it, but actually looking much deeper and developing a much deeper understanding of not only our reactions, but the reasons for our reactions to the experience. The next stage of the model is the evaluation stage. What was good about the experience in the classroom? What was bad about the experience in the classroom? And again, to deepen the process of the model here, to go through this debriefing process, what we're doing is making value judgments about the experience. Although we've already made conclusions, we haven't linked the conclusions to our feelings. And so the evaluation stage is where we are making this level of judgment about our teaching and about students' learning. In the analysis stage, where the reflective practitioner is beginning to understand the reasons for the experience, whether it was good or whether it was bad. And in terms of a deeper reflection here, a more profound use of the model, the reflective practitioner is at this point finding connections with previous experiences and making connections with experiences of others, or with understandings, knowledge in the literature which we can draw to our own teaching. And then in the model we move on to the conclusions phase, And this is where in a deeper sense, the individual practitioner is not just simply making conclusions, but actually using the experiences and the analysis of the experiences to make very robust and solid conclusions, which can be generalizable to other situations and for other practitioners. And it's important also to realize that the conclusion phase for the reflective practitioner using this model can also be very specific in relation to the conclusions. It's about the reflective practitioner making very clear decisions and understanding the reasons for those decisions, about the way they work, about the way they teach, about certain aspects of their emotional response, in a way developing their teacher identity and developing a specification for themselves as an individual practitioner. And from this, of course, there needs to be the final stage, which is about personal action planning. And from a deeper perspective, this is not just about identifying what to do next, but about thinking very critically about of the situation, the experience in its entirety, and moving that experience forward into something which can create new learning and new understandings.